Okay, there's me staring at my project in hand, thinking what else does it need? So definitely one of the things I love to find, and I'm sure a lot of you do, is old, yummy drawers, boxes. You don't need to do anything to that. That is the patina we all love. Where I would have loved to seen the cubby that it was in. Look at I guess they needed multiple drawer pulls, but we're leaving that as is, beautiful green. So when I'm looking for Christmas, I'm looking for those classic green and red colors. It doesn't mean you have to decorate with just green and red. That's just my jam, and it's just a beautiful wooden box. So sticking with that red and green, I have this ornament box that has red, but it's missing one. Oh well, it probably got broken. Chances are good. But that is like a great height filler. I mean, it adds great height to that. And I do have a couple little Santas. It's funny that these were ornaments. That just warms my heart. But a little Santa. But we need more in there. You can't just have, we already have the dark box. And I have these very tall white, I think these were Hobby Lobby, the phlox trees. So I thought that would be perfect. And that'll help hold that up. And I just by chance have 2 of them. I don't know if I have any more, but I have 2. So we're going to add 2 in there. And that is a great filler. They don't necessarily have to be right next to each other either. They can be side by side. But I do want to kind of add Santa in there because he's a little vintage. He's a furry Santa. So you kind of just have to take those Santas as is. I mean, there's some maintenance that could be due on them, but sometimes you would ruin, especially when you're dealing with red. I'm always nervous about that. I give anybody credit that can play with that. But we have lots of space still. We need some height here. We have a hole here. We have another hole here. We can't have holes, right? No holes. And I do have another little vintage Santa. He is very cute. All year long, I am picking up Santas. Anytime I see them, look at, so then at all angles, but I need to find some more for in here, something else in here. Okay, so I was looking in my stash, and I don't have any more tall, but I do have these on very tall bases, these red ones. So I think that would look good. So you might just slide them over. And if they're not like exactly the tall you need, you can just put them on something, right? That's how that works. So I might shift him a little bit. For my trees, as they're squishable, and I all showed you how to fix them. So we're still getting Santa in there. Nope, I don't like it. That's how that works. Like the image I was looking for. So you got to love floral foam or anything you have laying around to use as a building block to raise something up. That's how I look at that. So I like that to be told. Now let's see. It's a little bit. It's much better. Much better. Give you all credit for hanging with me while my mind works, which is sometimes a terrible thing to have to watch all the time, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna squish these in here. See if they play well next to each other. The problem lies with the bases do not want to fit for me. So those are not as movable. They won't move. But we know we can take them off bases. We can put them back on some type of a base. Where there's a will, there is a way, right? So now they'll stay beside. And then those can stay on their bases. Hence why it takes me so long to decorate. I have like 3 of these, and I was wondering, I don't know if all 3 of them will fit in there, but I don't know. They're just part of the Tom and Jerry sets. That is fun. I think only 2 will fit in there, but that's okay. I'm liking that. Now I feel like I can still add more elements in here. See, I got a piece of the Walmart garland. Look at how that just covered that right up, and it goes with the white, and we can stuff it. Okay, so I think another tree, but this one I'm going to have to cut off, and then I think some beads. I like beads. I like shiny. They're actually tiny beads, and I'm not cutting them up, but they match that shimmery that has. So you can like just throw the little explosion in there, have it overlapping next to Santa. Oh, okay. Hold on a second though. That takes away too much of the Tom and Jerry wording, so I will have to play a little bit. Like, okay, there you go. And then Santa. You get some tree, you get some Santa. And then I think I'll finish it off with one of the, like, see if I can put that underneath Santa. I want to add some color to a box. I have some of this tattered ribbon. I think that it matches. It's so hard because sometimes you order ribbon and you're like, I want red. And then it comes and it's not. It's not. It's more burgundy. With a purple or a pink base to it. We want that true blue. I think it's a blue red. So yeah, we're gonna. I'm just gonna guesstimate. And look, at nothing is glued in, so the pieces and parts can be rearranged. Little knot. So if you can't tell by now, I have a Christmas fetish, y'all. Now, as if I had to tell most of my regular viewers. So yes, I am putting some Christmas assemblies together, but I'm using bigger pieces to create vignettes. I had an overwhelming response for the few hutches that I have shown in my house. So I'm not even done finished decorating the time I'm doing this, but you know what? I want you guys to support me so much in so many different ways that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create some vignettes for you all, get them out there so you can add them hopefully into your home decor. Next, I have all this reindeer stuff. So a little cup, another little cup, well, not a little cup. And then I have one of the Walmart reindeers because he's so cute. I love that little guy. Oh my gosh. I don't know if they even made a vintage reindeer knee hugger or not, but he is adorable. So now I'm trying to decide how can I fit them all into a grouping. And I have this old cigar box. Love that graphics. Love it. So I know I'm going to have to fill this up with some floral foam just to be able to raise everything up. And y'all, it's worth buying if you use floral foam as much as I do. Just get on DollarTree.com and order. They make you order like a whole, a lot of it, like 12 or something. I think you have to order. But for me, it's well worth it because it's not always in my stores when I'm looking for it. So hard to figure, like, how tall do I need it to be? I just went ahead and just filled it right up. So now everything can just sit on there nice. But I don't know, there's something about things tipping that just looks good to me. And then get the reindeer in there. And then I thought the reindeer could hold the reindeer cup because I thought that was cute. But I need to add some stuff to it. And I think I'm going to go for some of just some fern greenery that can just stick into here because maybe I can have that resting, because I'd like somebody to be able to reuse the box if they don't have to glue. You know, I don't want to. So I feel like, you know, a deer would be in greenery out in the forest. So got this big old piece. I bought the greenery off of Reagan House. I'm still working on my last year's bunch. But so that it's not too awful tall, we'll just go ahead and cut it down. I like to mix my greeneries, my different stems. I'm hoping to get to my outside, but it decided to snow here in Michigan, and now who's motivated to go find greenery and decorate your outside when there's all that yucky stuff? Some people like snow. I think it's pretty, but I don't like to drive in the snow. I don't like to have to wear coats and boots and big old whiner I am. I don't like anything that prevents me from doing what I want to do. That's all, y'all. Okay, those are just too fakey. But this does have real pine cones. So we will just kind of start adding it in. Okay, so we got that added in. I think these are supposed to like be new growth, but they just really scream fake. As if nobody knows that I'm putting fake greenery in here. I don't know. I got issues. There, it's filling up. So that should bounce that a little bit. And my guy, so, oh, see, it's got a nice backer. And we could just use some like fishing line to kind of hold this up so you don't see it. Magic of fishing line, right? And I'm going to kind of weave it in here so that even though it's magically disappearing, it's invisible. The fish never see it coming. The one not, but not so much the second one sometimes. I'm going to cut a piece of the fake snow. See, because it's how you fold it. I mean, you could use copier paper too, anything just to kind of cover up. I always laugh, like it's just magically floating up there. But now, see, oh, it's like you're giving a little gift of Christmas to somebody. I feel like we already have enough. And I think that these are actually, see, I don't know why, it is cute. Isn't it cute? There it is. I either have great big ones or I have really little ones, but that's okay. And then you just kind of fill them in there, giving that glittery look going on there. Covering up some more of that snow because it's just magically hanging out there. And then I thought I had some of these little fake candy canes. Maybe they would look cute in the cup, in the little cup, without having to. That would be a lot of candy canes trying to fill that up. So I'm going to put some tissue in there, and then I have these little peppermints. Actually, I think the color matches a little bit better than these ones anyway. To add some more stripes, I have some kind of similar in the coloring here, and I want to see where I can add those in because I love the candy cane stripage. Those who say I have too many Santas. Now, y'all, some of my Santas look like this. I don't know if he was supposed to have innards, if he was a music box. I don't think so. He just has a back problem. He has a back problem, don't we all, as we age? So I do not mind picking up something because look at his front is perfectly fine. He looks good. So we just are going to put him into something, and then you don't have to worry about it. He can just have his back to the world. About a galvanized. Well, because he's tall. He's very tall. So, like, a lot of my shelves, he wouldn't fit, so he has to kind of stand alone. Tall galvanized, yes, it's been used, it's aged. Tall greenery, though I still need to cut it down a little bit and cut the stem. I usually have to cut the stem off these anyway, so. In a world they're trying to save from a landfill, here I'm finding trash. Well, don't add something so fake. Okay, so floral foam in there. I got it tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the greenery, and that gives the greenery something to poke into. What didn't I get to see for a second? Because it just is how it was created. Okay, then Santa's going to go in. Let me see where Santa is. Oh, see, Santa's still, he's good. So I have these spools, and they just happen to be red, and I think that is great, like the woodland, keeping that primitive. But they don't really fit into flower foam very well. So I'm just going to use, this is what I would do at home. I'm just going to stick a cup in there, and then I'm going to put them tissue so that they can stagger them. So they have something that they can sit on instead of falling all the way down into the flower foam. Because then we can add a little bit more greenery. These are so fakey. These are so plastic. And I don't understand that when there's pine cones so readily available nowadays. It seems like it would be easier to get what God made than it would be to so then I can just stuff. See, you can just stuff. To help this sit up a little bit, because it's kind of resting back, I'm just going to use some more tissue, which will kind of look like snow, and that'll push that greenery forward. Make it a little bit, I wish that was more straight up, but I don't know how to change that. It's just a flopper. They're all kind of just floppers. There's just something about the Christmas number, so I was trying to see. I didn't like it on this side. No. I like that you could read. Then you just rearrange it so you can just see that number. Right? The greenery as your friend. I definitely think that it needs something here. So I do have red ribbon, and I have some of the Merry Christmas ribbon, which will go with the whiteness that he's got going on. So whether I can match the two up or not, I don't know about that, but that guessing game of how much do I need to pull out. And try not to cut the Merry Christmas on in the middle of the word. That goes. I got a nice tight bow this time, or a nice tight knot. That's for, That's for sure. I have this. It's just a bucket. I can't tell you if it is a reproduction or if it is old. I don't know. It's one of those that I was on the fence about. So I'm going to fill it up with some Christmas yummies. And I haven't used one of these little guys. And this is just like a little single one I had that had like the avocado olive green on there. So I just happen to have a couple spools. And I'm a matchy-matchy person, y'all. I'm sorry. That's just how I am. But I wanted to add, it's faded. It's not like in your face green. But it was an empty little, it would have had some light bulbs in it. So I went to my stash. Oh, I have a whole, and I thought, you know what? I can fill these up with some red because he's got red pantaloons on. So we can gather that together and then look at it. It's full now. What was empty when I bought it or whatever haul it came in is now full. So, and then I have that other element of red. And I'm probably going to add a 25, which there again goes the red. And then the green is a little bit greener, but it's not like that in your face bright green. I think this will all work together. But I am going to need some fluorofoam in the bottom to build everything up. So I think, like, see how that all matches? Now these are the little stems from Walmart. So I guess we'll get those added in first and then see how these will. That was my question. If I put fluorofoam in there, how am I going to get those in there? But we will figure it out. We always do. Right? So hey, we figured it out. See, I got the sticky part in there, and then the little glow, which do we like better? I think you want that way, and then him kind of stuck to. Oh my gosh! See how quickly the vignette can come together. A little assembly. Okay, you just have to play and tweak a little bit, but that one came together way too. If you get everything gathered, it definitely does come together really easy. And I think a piece of greenery down here will tie everything together. I mean, probably a ribbon. I'm thinking a ribbon. Honestly, I had like a butter pad out, and I thought I was going to need that, but I think that I don't know. I just thought I hadn't added a butter pat to anything. Okay, so let me see if I can add the butter pats in. See if I get his little legs. As if it didn't have enough, right? But come on, I wanted to add these two cute little green butter pats in. I know some of you are going to hate to hear that, taking the butter pats out, but I do have largers of these. And that would push the number up also. And then instead of putting greenery, I could put another little bulb next to him. Oh, so I just stuck a couple extra little of the bigger bulbs in there. And then I have the moss that matches. I was trying to decide, I might do both. Because I know no limits when it comes to Christmas decor. Right? None. I don't know any. I just warning you. Want the red on the outside. His feet are that way, so we'll do this way. Trying to do them without gluing. And I love this Merry Christmas ribbon. So I'm going to add, like he's just kind of holding it, and then tuck it into the arrangement. So thanks for hanging with me while I'm still working on Christmas. This is my jam. I shop and buy for and look forward to Christmas all year long. So I hope that you guys are enjoying this content. Yes, I'll put these ones up on auction. There'll be a shorter auction time just because I want you to be able to enjoy them a little bit before Christmas. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. And so far, so good at Christmas. I'll be sad when I won't be sad. I love doing makeovers too, but man, I do love creating with Christmas. Bye.